The enigmatic disappearance of Luke Skywalker has left a void in the galaxy, allowing the nefarious First Order to emerge and sow chaos in the wake of the fallen Empire. Leading the valiant resistance is General Leia Organa, who rallies her forces to combat the growing threat. With unwavering determination, Leia dispatches her most skilled pilot on a covert expedition to Jakku, where a trusted ally has stumbled upon a vital clue that may unveil Luke's elusive whereabouts. The malevolent Kylo Ren, leading the First Order, directs stormtroopers to assault a secluded village while Poe Dameron rendezvous with Lor San Tekka in a humble dwelling. A crucial piece of the puzzle, the map to Luke Skywalker, is entrusted to Poe in a small satchel. Kylo Ren issues orders to decimate the village, capturing Poe as Captain Phasma, donned in gleaming chrome-plated armor, spearheads the attack. With a black mask concealing his face, Kylo Ren wields a fiery, crimson lightsaber. Poe's X-Wing is crippled, rendering escape impossible, prompting him to secure the map within the astromech droid, BB-8. In a valiant effort, Poe fires upon Kylo Ren, who employs the Force to deflect the blast. As Poe is seized, stormtroopers mercilessly slaughter their captives, save for one, FN 2187, who refuses to partake in the bloodshed. Meanwhile, BB-8 flees across treacherous sands, narrowly eluding capture. The droid's path intertwines with that of Rey, a young scavenger eking out an existence on the desolate planet of Jakku. Rey scours the remnants of Star Destroyers, salvaging components in exchange for sustenance at Unkar Plut's scrapyard. Her dwelling bears telltale marks of enduring Jakku's hardships over an extended period. When Rey rescues BB-8 from a Tito scavenger, an extraordinary connection forms as she comprehends the droid's chirps and beeps. Without hesitation, Rey extends a gesture of compassion, offering BB-8 shelter for the night. On the First Order's destroyer, Poe endures interrogation. Kylo Ren, skilled in the Force, is called to extract the map's location. Despite Poe's resistance, he reveals that the map is with BB-8 on Jakku. While Captain Phasma confronts FN 2187 regarding his conduct on Jakku, she directs him to bring his unused blaster for inspection and report to her division for reconditioning. However, FN 2187 makes a bold decision to flee instead. In need of a skilled pilot to escape the Star Destroyer, he comes to the aid of Poe and together they board a sleek First Order TIE fighter, embarking on their daring getaway. FN 2187 adopts a new identity as Finn, and with Poe's exceptional piloting skills, they engage in a thrilling battle, utilizing the ship's blasters. Despite their valiant efforts, the fighter sustains heavy damage from the destroyer's lasers, resulting in a crash landing on Jakku. Finn manages to eject safely, but it seems that Poe has tragically perished, leaving only his jacket behind. Finn traverses the vast desert, shedding his stormtrooper attire along the way. Eventually, he arrives at Niima Outpost, a bustling town where Rey trades salvaged materials for sustenance. As Finn searches for water in the town, he witnesses Rey being confronted by two of Unkar Plut's lackeys who attempt to steal BB-8. His instincts urge him to intervene, but before he can reach Rey, she effortlessly dispatches her assailants using her skilled staff combat. It becomes evident that Rey is no stranger to defending herself. BB-8 spots Finn in the distance and alerts Rey that he is wearing Poe's jacket, raising suspicions of theft. Rey gives chase, swiftly knocking Finn to the ground, and demands an explanation regarding the jacket. Finn confesses that he aided Poe in his escape from the First Order, but tragically, Poe did not survive. BB-8, filled with sorrow, rolls away, while Rey, filled with admiration, assumes Finn to be a valiant member of the Resistance. Finn, not wanting to disclose his true intentions, lies and affirms his affiliation with the Resistance. With excitement, Rey reveals that BB-8 is on a covert mission carrying a map to none other than Luke Skywalker. Finn's revelation only amplifies Rey's awe, as she admits that she once regarded Skywalker as a mere legend. BB-8 returns, alerting Finn and Rey to the imminent danger as First Order stormtroopers hunt them down. The chase ensues through Niima Outpost, with TIE fighters launching relentless attacks on the town. To escape, they seize an apparently insignificant garbage vehicle, which turns out to be the legendary Millennium Falcon. Rey takes the pilot's seat, while Finn nervously operates the guns. Their takeoff is turbulent, causing considerable damage to the town. Finn manages to shoot down one pursuer, but their guns malfunction, leaving them vulnerable. Rey skillfully maneuvers the Falcon through the wreckage in the Jakku desert, using the terrain to confuse the TIE fighters' tracking systems. In a daring move, Rey guides the Falcon into a Star Destroyer, then abruptly changes course, executing a daring flip that allows Finn to successfully eliminate the remaining fighter. With Jakku behind them, they set course for the wider galaxy. However, the Falcon, neglected for years, shows signs of disrepair and requires urgent fixes. While Rey begins repairing the ship, Finn confesses to BB-8 that he is not a Resistance member, but manages to persuade the droid to reveal the location of the Resistance base. The Falcon is drawn into the clutches of a massive vessel, causing Finn to fear that they have fallen back into the hands of the First Order. With apprehension, he and Rey seek refuge in a concealed compartment, expecting an enemy boarding party. However, to their surprise, the intruders are none other than the legendary Han Solo and his loyal Wookiee companion, Chewbacca. Rey, with her extensive knowledge of the ship, impresses Han. However, more smugglers board the Falcon, forcing Han to deal with his debts. Meanwhile, Rey and Finn escape. In a mishap, Rey releases the menacing Rathtars, leading to chaos as they attack and devour the smugglers. Rey saves Finn from the creature's grasp. They flee in the Millennium Falcon, leaving their enemies behind. Seeking help, they arrive on Takodana and encounter Maz Kanata. Spotted by both First Order and Resistance spies, Kylo Ren sends forces to recapture them. Fearing capture, Finn reveals he is not with the Resistance and decides to join a crew headed for the Outer Rim. Rey is lured to the cantina's lower level by the sound of a distressed girl and uncovers Luke Skywalker's lost lightsaber in a hidden box. Upon touching it, she is overwhelmed by a chilling vision. The voices of ancient Jedi, including Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda, echo through her mind. The visions flash before her eyes with haste. She glimpses the corridors of Cloud City, a fleeting image of Skywalker accompanied by R2-D2, Kylo Ren amidst lifeless bodies, impaling a mysterious figure with his lightsaber. She also witnesses her own forsaken childhood on Jakku and, to her dismay, Ren relentlessly pursuing her in a wintry forest. At Starkiller Base, a frigid planet veiled in snow-covered mountains, General Hux takes the podium to address a vast assembly of First Order stormtroopers. Filled with fury, he proclaims the demise of the Republic. From the heart of the planet, an immense crimson beam erupts, piercing the void of space. It then diverges into 4 distinct streams, each obliterating planets with devastating precision. Across the galaxy, multitudes gaze upward, their collective gaze fixated on the celestial spectacle of annihilation as their worlds succumb to obliteration. Rey is overwhelmed by her terrifying vision and instinctively rejects Luke's lightsaber, fleeing into the dense forest of Takodana. Meanwhile, Finn and the rest of the group witness the horrifying sight of the red beams obliterating the Republic planets, filling the sky with destruction. The First Order wastes no time and begins their assault, with Kylo Ren leading the way in his distinctive V-winged ship. In a pivotal moment, Maz entrusts the lightsaber to Finn. As the stormtroopers descend upon them, Finn courageously wields the lightsaber in self-defense, but is ultimately overpowered by a formidable trooper, commonly known as TR-8R. In a swift turn of events, Han, Chewbacca, and Finn are taken captive by the relentless stormtroopers. Rey's hands grasp the blaster given to her by Han Solo, but her lack of experience and fear cause her to fumble with the safety, unleashing wild shots that expose her whereabouts. Overwhelmed, she flees deeper into the labyrinthine forest, with BB-8 faithfully trailing behind. Rey instructs BB-8 to forge ahead while she confronts their pursuers head-on. Through the dense foliage, Kylo Ren tracks Rey's movements, effortlessly parrying her frantic blasts with the blaster. As she retreats, he halts her in her tracks, employing the Force to immobilize her. Ren delves into Rey's mind, discovering her encounter with the map leading to Luke Skywalker's whereabouts. Realizing that BB-8 has served its purpose, he discards the droid and renders Rey unconscious, whisking her away aboard his vessel, leaving Finn to witness the abduction. The arrival of Resistance X-Wing fighters marks the end of the remaining troops. As a troop ship lands, General Leia Organa and C-3PO disembark. The reunion between Han and Leia is bittersweet, as their strained relationship is evident. Shockingly, it is revealed that Kylo Ren is their son. The heroes make their way back to the Resistance base, where Finn is joyfully reunited with Poe Dameron, who miraculously survived the crash on Jakku. BB-8 finds solace in the company of R2-D2 and C-3PO, although R2-D2 has remained inactive since Luke's departure many years ago. The Resistance strategizes their plan of attack against the Starkiller base, aiming to prevent annihilation. Finn, determined to rescue Rey, asserts his knowledge of the base and its shield systems from his past experiences. Han and Leia exchange heartfelt farewells as Poe Dameron leads the X-Wing squadron, readying to strike a vulnerable spot on the base. Before parting ways, Leia implores Han to bring their son back home if he crosses paths with him. Meanwhile, on Starkiller Base, Rey awakens to find herself restrained in an interrogation chair reminiscent of Poe's earlier ordeal. Engaging in a conversation, Kylo Ren unveils his face, revealing a youthful and striking countenance. Utilizing the Force, Ren delves into Rey's mind, sensing her solitary existence on Jakku, her yearnings for a distant island, and the deep connection she shares with Han Solo. Despite her hostile response, Rey finds herself unable to shield her thoughts from his probing. As Kylo Ren attempts to delve deeper into Rey's mind to extract the map's information, he encounters an unexpected resistance. Rey not only withstands his invasive probing but counterattacks, delving into Ren's own thoughts. She confronts him with his fear of never attaining the strength of Darth Vader. Overwhelmed by Rey's power and the revelations within his own mind, Ren retreats, seeking counsel from Snoke to find his path forward. Kylo Ren and General Hux face the consequences of their failure to capture the droid and Ren's inability to penetrate Rey's mind. The Supreme Leader, a colossal holographic figure of a scarred and aged man seated on a towering throne, scolds them for their shortcomings. Rey, now aware of her Force abilities, taps into the power of the mind trick to free herself from the watchful stormtrooper guarding her cell. Stealthily maneuvering through the Starkiller base, she makes her way towards the hangar for her escape. In another part of the base, Han and Chewie exit hyperspace and make a rough landing in the snowy forest to avoid the shields. However, Finn admits that he doesn't know how to disable the shields, clarifying that his primary motivation was to rescue Rey. Taking Captain Phasma captive, they coerce her into deactivating the shields. As they set out to locate Rey, Finn, Han, and Chewbacca are surprised to find her already scaling a wall of the base. A mix of astonishment and relief washes over her as she realizes they have returned for her, and she warmly embraces Finn upon learning that it was his idea to embark on the mission to save her. Poe and the X-Wing fighters make their grand entrance, launching a relentless assault on the designated weak point. Yet, their efforts prove insufficient. Han and Chewbacca swiftly devise an alternative plan, scattering explosives across different locations. Kylo Ren, consumed with rage upon discovering Rey's escape, scours the base in pursuit. Han spots his son on a catwalk and cautiously approaches him, appealing for his return. Ren extends his lightsaber, seemingly surrendering, only to betray Han by striking him down and casting him into the depths. Chewbacca witnesses this tragic act, retaliating by firing upon Ren and detonating the explosives, unleashing a cataclysmic finale. Kylo Ren confronts Finn and Rey in the snowy forest, bleeding from his wound. Rey aims her blaster, but Ren swiftly hurls her against a tree with a force push, rendering her unconscious in the snow. Finn rushes to her side, wielding the blue lightsaber to face Ren. Yet, he quickly realizes his inferiority as Ren effortlessly overpowers him. Desperate, Finn grazes Ren with the saber, intensifying his rage. Rey regains consciousness as Finn's agonized cries echo through the forest, consumed by the searing heat of Ren's saber. Ren effortlessly disarms Finn, discarding the weapon into the snowy landscape. With a gesture of the Force, he draws the lightsaber towards himself, but to his surprise, it veers past him. Rey stands there, holding the saber firmly in her grasp. A fierce duel ensues between them. Initially, Rey struggles and fights with desperation, but eventually, she starts to evade Ren's strikes. Cornered near the cliff's edge, Ren tempts Rey with the offer to be her mentor in the ways of the Force. However, this only serves as a catalyst for Rey to tap into her latent power. She closes her eyes, finding inner calm and strength. With renewed determination, she launches a ferocious assault against Ren, overpowering him swiftly. She extinguishes Ren's saber and inflicts deep wounds on his arm and face. Poe Dameron and his squadron of X-Wing pilots venture into the treacherous trench of the crumbling Starkiller base, obliterating its remaining structures with relentless precision. The planet quakes and disintegrates, as a gaping chasm emerges, severing Kylo Ren from Rey, widening the void between them. In a timely arrival, Chewbacca expertly maneuvers the Millennium Falcon to rescue both Finn and Rey. With the Falcon leading the way, accompanied by the fleet of X-Wings, they escape the cataclysmic fate of the Starkiller base, engulfed in a breathtaking explosion. Back at the Resistance base, amidst the exultation of their comrades, Leia and Rey find solace in a heartfelt embrace, their spirits tempered by both sorrow and unyielding determination. Back at the Resistance stronghold, R2-D2 suddenly awakens, revealing the crucial missing piece of the map leading to Luke Skywalker's whereabouts. Finn remains unconscious, and Rey bids him farewell as he recuperates. Boarding the Millennium Falcon alongside Chewbacca, Rey assumes the role of the pilot. They embark on a journey to the planet indicated on the map, where Rey cautiously scales a rugged island. At its summit, she encounters a weathered Jedi cloaked in robes, sporting a mechanical hand. It is none other than Luke Skywalker. Without uttering a word, Rey humbly extends the lightsaber to him. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this review, give it a thumbs up. And subscribe for more insightful movie analysis. Stay connected with us as we explore the fascinating world of cinema.